This is our second lab on the GS2 frequency drive. In the last lab, we learned that if we used parameter 3.01 and use setting 02, we would have the capability of having a stop and run condition and a forward and reverse condition. And we also had hardwiring that went along with this. So now we're going to build on that first lab that we did on the GS2 drive. So you can see here again, this is what we have right now. D1 is the run command. DI2, that should be DI1. DI2 is our forward and reverse. And DI3 is our stop command. Okay, so that's what we've got right now. The next thing we want to do in this application is we're going to add some multifunction inputs. And we've already used up our DI3, so our next two that we can use are DI4 and DI5. So right now, that parameter for DI4 is P3.03, and its default setting is 03 at the beginning of the drive if it hasn't been programmed yet. And the multifunction input DI5, we are using parameter P3.04, and its default setting is 04. So let's take a look at what those are. Right here I have marked them. So 03 says this is multiple speed bit 1. And 04 would be multiple speed bit 2. Notice it does say PID set point. We can use a proportional integral derivative, but right now we're not going to worry about that. That'll be something you'll learn later on. But we are just concerned with the multiple speed. So it can be either or, and we're going to use multiple speed here. So we're looking at bit 1 and bit 2. Okay, here we are again. These are the ones that we're looking at. This one was set in the previous lab. So the parameter P3.01 we set for 02, and that gave us our run, our reverse and forward, and our stop. Okay. Over here, this is what we're going to set up for our parameters. So we have to go to parameter 3.03, and that is for our multiple function input DI4, and P3.04 for our multiple function input DI5. Their defaults are 03 and 04. And again, 03 is multi-speed bit 1, and 04 is multi-speed bit 2. These are all the different adjustments or programming that we can put in those, but we're going to stick with the 03 and the 04. Now with this, because we went with that, we have to tell it, let's go up one. Here we're telling it what we want it to do. In other words, this is multi-speed bit 1 and multi-speed bit 2. Doesn't tell us what that value is. In other words, it just tells us that we're going to use it for multi-speed in both cases. So to use or to put in a value for those, we actually have to go to P5.01, P5.02, and so on. Now, we can take these values and come down here, and you can see that we've got multi-speed bits 1, 2, and 3. We are only using the first two, so this third column is not of any consequence to us. And you'll notice that this first group all the way across, if they're all off, we go to P4.00, so whatever we set for our source of frequency. And with our drive, we set that up so it'd be off the control plate that's mounted in the front of the drive. So the pot that is in the front of the HMI is where we can turn the frequency up and down. So if nothing is on, the pot runs it. If I want bit 1, you'll notice that it tells me that I've got to go to parameter P5.01 and put in a value for that multi-speed. And the other one we had is bit 2, and you can see if I've got that in there, then I'm going to have my P5.02, and that is my multi-speed 2. And with this one, we've got 1, 2, and actually 3 possibilities, if you look at it that way. Because I've got 5.03, I can put in a value for speed here as well. And each one of these would be a frequency that we would place in here is what they're looking for. So I've got a possibility of 3 different frequencies that I can program into this. And again, if I don't have those 3, if I don't have any of these 3 true, then if they're all off, I go back to the actual pot on the front of the drive for adjusting my frequency. And they actually make a note of that down here. When all multiple speed inputs are off, the AC drive reverts back to the command frequency P4.00. So if I don't have a multi-speed bit turned on or energized, or in this case, when you see the print, you'll see that it's a normally open contact. So if one of those contacts is closed, that would mean it's being turned on. Okay, so if none of that is happening down here, then we are following the pot. But as soon as you turn one of these on, we go to that preset or programmed frequency that we put in the drive. Here's another example of that, just a larger chart here so we can see it a little bit better. And there they're actually showing you bringing in those bits for multi-speed. And they're saying you can use it on DI3 to DI6. So you can put these 3 bits anywhere in there. So you'd use 3 of these digital inputs up depending on what you want to use. Okay. The only ones that are not listed are DI1 and 2. Those are separate. You cannot use those for multiple speed bits. And this is our new print to go along with this application. You can see that I've got my AC single phase coming in. I've got my leads going out to my motor. And over here I've got DI1, DI2, DI3. That's what we had previous to this lap. And we're adding DI4 and DI5. This got kind of blurred as I enlarged it, but that's what you have here. The only digital input that we are not using is DI6. Okay, that should give you some idea of what you need to do to get this lab completed. So again, that's what we have available to us. Thank you. That's all.